What is happening, everybody? Dirty D's out here in the house. Hey, look, I want to talk to you about Sturgis 2020, and this video is going to be different from other videos you're seeing around this subject. So as many of you know, it's the 80th anniversary of Sturgis. There's been some speculation as to whether it's going to happen or not, but this video is going to be a mishmash of writing video mixed in with some documents and graphs about the rally versus the COVID numbers and stuff like that to prove my point. So I've done some research here I want to share with you, and that's why I'm doing a voiceover on this one. I'm going to cover three topics. First, I found the actual document that the city of Sturgis is using to see exactly what factors they're looking at to determine their vote on June 15th. I'm going to show that to you, and we're going to break down those two big factors. Second, I'll tell you why legally the city's vote doesn't really matter all that much. I'm going to back this up by talking about a legal case that's already been settled, showing you why that is. And then finally, I'm going to tell you the reasons that I'm heading up there in August regardless of the vote. I'll give you my route, show you the place I'll be kicking it, and give you a few surprise details. All right, so down here in the comments, let me know if you're going to be there, if you've ever been there, what tips and strategies you might have for somebody who's going there for the first time. All right, so let's talk about the two sides of the debate. Number one, is it too much of a COVID risk to have the rally this year? And then on the other side, is it too much of an economic kick in the sack if they don't do Sturgis 2020? So let's look at these deciding factors. The city of Sturgis, they publish what they call the Motorcycle Rally Consideration Protocols. I'm going to put that document right up here. As you can see, they have what they're calling their metrics for consideration. And there are two main metrics or two main factors. The first one, whether the state is capable of hosting a larger number of visitors. All right, so doing a little bit of research, they've been doing the rally since 1938. They had a brief gap where they didn't do the rally during World War II. Other than that, it's been going on continuously. And the wording here is interesting. They say a larger number of visitors. Well, that's because it's the 80th anniversary. So they typically host between 400,000 and 500,000 people. But in 2015, when it was the 75th anniversary, they hosted 739,000 people. So, I mean, heck, I'd put a check mark next to that one. Can they host a larger number of visitors? Well, they've shown to be able to do that in the past, so I say yeah. So here's a second factor, and I quote, if the areas where our visitors usually come from have a high probability of carrying the COVID-19 virus. And then they went a step further and named the states. So I was able to pull up the most recent stats I could find. This is as of June 8th at 11:59 p.m. And it compares new daily cases versus 2 weeks ago. So what you're going to see here is that all the states surrounding South Dakota, they seem to be headed in the right direction. So that's a real positive sign. Also, considering that 70% of the states they're looking at are on the decline, I'd put a check mark next to this one too. And by the way, California, Washington State, and Arizona, I'm calling you out, man. Get your caca together, bro. All right, so next, why the city's vote really doesn't matter all that much. I got news for you. Regardless of how they vote, the rally's gonna happen. This isn't just wishful thinking either. Here's the thing. Legally, nobody owns the rally. I was surprised to learn that. Let me walk you through an interesting court case. Started in 2011, finally settled in 2018. Pretty cool little story. In 2011, Sturgis Motorcycle Rally Inc. filed a lawsuit against Rushmore Photo and Gifts because they were selling merchandise branded Sturgis, Sturgis Rally and Races, and Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. Long story short, in November 2018, the court ruled that Sturgis Motorcycle Rally Inc. doesn't own the rally or its intellectual property because it's in the public domain. So this means that any business can use the word Sturgis, Sturgis Rally and Races, or Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. Now, if that's the case, any business can post a sign, make shirts, patches, and whatever else with those words on it. So even if the city decides not to hold the rally, people are going to show up, and it's going to be a motorcycle rally. Now, they can discourage it, but you try to discourage a bunch of riders and bikers, you tell me how that works out for you. Here's why I'm going. At the end of last year, I talked to my lady about going to Sturgis. Now look, I know a lot of you macho guys out there are thinking, oh, you had to go and ask your wife about it. And no, I didn't have to go and ask her about it, but I wanted to make her feel easy about me going because number one, None of us are getting any younger, man. You want a mind trip? Think about this today. Today is the youngest you're ever going to be for the rest of your life. Yeah, so, I mean, that could be depressing or it could be motivating. Get out there and do what you want to do. And number two, look, I've only been riding for 9 years, but I've been asked a bunch of times if I've been to Sturgis, or people will ask, hey, what's your longest ride been? So it's time to put Sturgis in the mix. Next time someone asks me about my longest ride, I'm going to be able to tell them Sturgis and give them some pretty dang good stories around that, I'm sure. Now look, I've been to plenty of motorcycle rallies. I know a lot of them are the same. You've got t-shirt booths up the yin yang. You've got stacks and stacks and stacks of patch vendors. And I mean, you can buy any single thing for your bike. We already know this. A lot of these rallies are the same. But regardless of how materialistic people say Sturgis has become, regardless of the fact that it's big and mainstream now, regardless of how people feel about it, Sturgis is one of the meccas of motorcycle culture. I mean, it's like someone saying to you, you shouldn't visit Washington, D.C. because it's changed a lot since John Adams lived in the White House, right? So that brings me to how I'm getting there and what I'm most excited about. But look, I'm coming all the way from South Texas, all right? So let me preface by saying that. What would you say if I told you I'm flying up there and renting a motorcycle? Well, I'm not doing that. So what if I told you I'm trailering my bike up there? Well, I'm not doing that either. Hey, no qualms against people who are doing that. You do you, but what I'm doing, I'm gonna ride my 2007 Fat Boy up there. No windshield, no cruise control, no GPS. I'm coming up from San Antonio all the way to Sturgis. I really want to cut through Colorado on my way, possibly stay at Garden of the Gods. Those details, I'm still kind of working those out. But what I can tell you, I'm gonna document the whole thing. So, little side note, I hope you subscribe to this channel. Take this opportunity to do that now. Don't wait till the end of the video. Just hit that subscribe button if you're not already, so you can come along with me. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to riding out there in the Black Hills. I'm looking forward to seeing Mount Rushmore. I'm looking forward to hanging out with some of the buds. So I'm already locked into this trip. The vacation time's already in the books. Me and 4 other dudes have already made the final deposits on the house. It's got a fire pit, some land, a bunch of rooms. You'll see it here. All that stuff is already a done deal. So when I come back, I'm psyched, man. I mean, I'm gonna have my patch that says I rode mine, even if I have to make the dang patch myself. Now that doesn't make me better than anybody. It just means I can cross that one off the list. I'll get some great videos for the channel. There are going to be some crazy stories out there, but most importantly, I'm going to get to hang with a few friends and just kind of check out for a few weeks and just ride my bike. It's going to be really, really nice, man. I can't wait. So stick around. I'm going to document how I'm preparing to go up there. I'm planning on bare bones, 1 duffel bag, just a whole lot of prayers, man. All right, folks, so that's my take on what's going down in Sturgis, how it's all going to pan out regardless of the city's vote coming up on June 15th. Here's what I'd like to know from you in the comments. Have you ever been to Sturgis? Will you be there this year? And what recommendations or what tips would you have for somebody who's going out to Sturgis for the very first time? All right, everybody, appreciate you checking out the video. Peace out, and I hope to see you out there in the mother humming streets, baby.